In this video, we are going to create an Hadoop cluster of just one node. And to do that, we already configure Hadoop to be in standalone mode. So if you didn't do that, just go see my previous video. And we will continue exactly at the end. So we are currently logged in as the Hadoop user, and we are in user local Hadoop directory. So now what we have to do is to make more configuration. We will edit the file etc hadoop core site xml, and I will go at the bottom. You can see configuration is empty, so dd and then o. Now I will add a configuration with a property that says that the file system, the default one, will be HDFS for Hadoop distributed file system that runs locally, so on localhost, on port 9000. So now escape :wq, enter. And the second file, and the last one, it's etc hadoop HDFS site, and we can see that the configuration is empty. So we go at the bottom, dd o, and then I copy paste this one. It's a property that says that the distributed file system replication is active, but actually we are not going to replicate anything because we only have one node, but this is to tell that we are going to use HDFS. So escape :wq. Now that this is done, when we are going to start Hadoop, it will try to connect with SSH to any cluster node, and it will be only localhost for now. So it will try to do like SSH localhost, and if we do that, yes, we want to save it, it will ask for a password. So if you have only one machine, yes, you can type the password, but if you have 1000 machine, you don't want to do that. So just Ctrl+C, and we will create an SSH passwordless certificate. So we use SSH keygen with the algorithm DSA for digital signature algorithm, with a passphrase that is empty. This is a passphrase to decrypt the private key, and if you don't want to type it all the time, and you just move the password from being the user password to the private key password, you just keep it empty. After that, we tell to install it in the file that is in the home directory .ssh iddsa. So that's creating two files. This is the private file and the public key. So the public key, we will just copy it. So we copy the public key to the authorized key, so that user can connect without password using that key. There you go. And if we do SSH localhost, enter, I could enter without any password. Now I can do exit, and we can prepare HDFS. First of all, we need to format it. So we use bin HDFS for any HDFS command that we want to pass, and we say name node format. In HDFS we have two types of nodes. There are name nodes and data nodes. There is only one name node, and it contains all the file name, directory names, and it knows which data node possesses the actual data. And the data node is where the data reside, and it will be replicated. It's not replicated everywhere, it's replicated where it is needed, and also even if it's not needed, we still need to make sure that we have a backup, so it's not all automatically. So first of all, we format it, and after that we will start it. So this is done, and to start it, it's in sbin start dfs. Yes, we want to remember that host, and this is done. If you want to check it, you can just go on your machine on the port 570. Now you see this is the name node information, and you can see the file system in utility, browse the file system. Now you will see the root. There is absolutely nothing inside it. So I will just do a clear at this point, and we will create a directory. So as I said, for any command that you want to do in HDFS, you use this binary file with DFS, and then we want to make a directory. It's /user. And after that we will create one user, which is Hadoop, since we are Hadoop, and /user. Like that. After that we won't have to type /user /Hadoop /something. We can just put no slash at all, and it will be in the current directory, which is the home directory of the user Hadoop. And if we want to list what is inside, we can use -ls, and it will show us what is in the root. And if I type then /user, we will see there is user Hadoop. We can also come here and press F5, you can see user Hadoop, and this is currently empty. So now for our test, I will simply put some file on HDFS. With that we do -put, and we will put all the files that are on the local file system in etc Hadoop, so all the config file, we will put them on the HDFS in the directory input. So this is really just to have some files. It's not important that it's these files. And when it's completed, we can just do F5 here. Then we have input and a lot of files. So we'll just go back, and we can run the same thing that we run locally. So bin Hadoop, the jar is the Hadoop MapReduce example. We use the grep, we tell to use input directory and output directory as the output with the same regular expression. So here, instead of being the local input and local output directories, it will be those in HDFS, since we said to use it. So now if I press enter and let it run, it will distribute the task on only one node, my own machine. And once it's completed, we can come back here, F5, and we see the output directory with only one file inside it. We can also see it by copying everything that is in the output directory in HDFS on the local output directory. So we do that with get. When we wanted to put some files, we type put, now it's get. And after that we can just do a cat output /star for everything inside that directory. It was only one file, and we can see that in the configuration files we had a lot of dfs.something, and it, like this one, came 6 times. And you have all the other things here. The last thing we will do is stop HDFS with sbin stop DFS, and after that, if we do F5 here, we don't have access anymore. So now with this tutorial you are able to play a bit more with Hadoop in a big cluster of one node.